Fontaines D.C. live on KCRW, just waking us all of the way up. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's such a pleasure. Watching you, I just feel like so much energy, so much passion, so much authenticity from all of you. And I'm wondering, like, when you take the stage, what is the feeling that you're seeking to have in yourself?
It's a little bit of a trance for me, really. You know, I mean, that's usually a sign of it having gone well. You know, it's kind of like I definitely feel like after a show I come to again. You know, it's a little bit of a blackout, and it's become so kind of core and instrumental in my life to have shows for, you know, like kind of a venue in which I can kind of put all of my sort of, you know, feelings. I mean, it's a kind of cliche thing to say. I'm basically saying it's cathartic. Gigs are cathartic. You ever heard anyone say that before?
No, it's first time. What does that word even mean?
I actually read it in the backstage, just on the wall. I think another band that was in here actually said it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes things are cliche for a reason, because they just really be like that.
Perhaps, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, did you get into a trance a little bit here? Did you have an opportunity? 3 songs, bright lights on you in the morning?
Well, I mean, I was lucky today because I woke up in a trance, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're still in one.
So I got my trance socks on, got my trance shoes on.
Yeah, totally.
Walked out the door and got hit by a bus.
Yeah, digging all of the outfits, by the way. Each of you has like your own unique style, which I just think speaks to like what you're all bringing to the band as well. Just a visual representation of that. Do you have like, so before you get on the stage, you know, as a band, do you have like anything that you do to set yourself up, like rituals or music you listen to, dances you do?
Yeah, we listen to a lot of ASAP Ferg. And
ASAP Ferg, okay,
yeah.
Unexpected.
I
don't know what I expected, but okay.
Sorry?
I didn't expect anything in particular, but cool, I love that. So ASAP Ferg, and are you like just rapping all the bars to it, or how does that go? Are you dancing to it?
We kind of dance to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I won't show you now, but yeah, no, it's something to behold for sure. I mean, if you think the shows are good, you should see the warm up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping. Yeah,
sorry?
Nice. So you've been doing this incredible stadium tour with Arctic Monkeys, which is a little bit different. I mean, it's stadiums, and then it's also, you've gone back to, I mean, I guess you could say, quote unquote, being the opener, although you have like a huge following on your own. Do you approach that differently, doing shows as an opener, or even like being in the space of a stadium versus a little bit more of an intimate venue?
Maybe. I mean, I don't go out there with the notion that I have a pre-existing relationship with all the people who are watching us, as I do when we play our own shows, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's very cathartic, you know.
Oh, is it? Really? What's cathartic about it?
It's been nice. It's been nice doing sort of short sets that are full of songs that I kind of, my appreciation for them has never once withered. Like, you know what I mean? It's been a fairly consistent relationship with all those songs. And I mean, it's a blessing to watch the Arctic Monkeys play after us as well. So.
What do you gain from watching them?
What I gain?
Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing that I love about them, and I kind of, I really feel it every time I watch them live, is just the kind of the retention of credibility throughout the years. You know, I mean, they've been, 18 years, something, is it? I think. Looking at Tom as if he's the Arctic Monkeys aficionado. But yeah, and just, I think that last album is a masterclass, you know. I love it. And they're the standout songs for me live now.
I really dug their last album too. Speaking of albums, something that I really admire and I find beautiful is the way you guys have like developed your own sound over your last 3 albums, which not all bands can do. You know, sometimes they just kind of like stick with what people love from the first one. And I'm curious for you all, from your perspective, what you attribute your development to over the albums. Is it maturity? Is it your experiences? Is it just saying how we want to, you know, have a whole different idea on this one?
It's kind of like we get into a sort of fit of excitement over a particular sort of sound, and then it's kind of like dusting off an old fossil or something like that, and it becomes clearer the more you do it. And I don't know. It's to be honest, in a big way, I think it's just a way of communicating with each other. At the end of the day, you know, it's about figuring out kind of what lies beneath, you know, and in that way, I suppose, makes yourself kind of feel like listen to and understood yourself, you know.
Do what now? Can you repeat that?
Sorry?
What did you say? Listen to what?
I just said the words, it makes you feel listened to and understood, and you said, what did you say?
I like this. This is cool.
Can I get reality up in my monitors, please?
I think I'm in the trance along with you now at this point, basically. No, the song that you opened with today is one that is a song that puts me in a trance. I have to be honest, I don't know what it is, but the intro, the instruments with I don't know how you pronounce the name, Nabokov? How do you say that?
Nabokov, yeah.
Nabokov. So the intro song that you started with today, I feel emotional, like I'm gonna start crying just from hearing the music. And I think about your songs and like first hearing them as a listener, not knowing necessarily what they're about, but just like feeling the emotion of it, and then catching glimpses of sentences here and there and being like, yeah, I feel like I'm Jackie down the line, or, you know, whatever it is. And then, you know, you dig further and I'm like, oh, okay, a lot of these songs are about your personal experiences, like very specific ones, like being an Irish man living in London and like getting discriminated against. But I'm like, but I still relate to this. And I'm curious, when you're writing these songs, you know, you're very aware of it being a way for you to like have a cathartic experience of processing what you've been through. But also, are you considering writing it in a way so that it relates and resonates for a large group of people?
Well, I think it's like what you just said there about kind of enjoying the emotion and then kind of catching a line here or there. That's kind of what it's like to write them as well. Often, you know, I kind of you become kind of dimly and vaguely aware of an emotion within yourself, and then over time it kind of it gains kind of I don't know, like an articulation of its own, and it's just really about getting out of the way of it. You know, I mean that's the way that I like to write. You know, I kind of like I like to write really quickly and. I don't know, kind of, I feel uninvolved often. I feel like it's just happening, you know. But in terms of writing in a universal manner, like you're just saying there, it wouldn't be at the forefront of my mind. But I think that if it's true, then it resonates anyway, you know.
Yeah, totally. I notice also you repeat phrases a lot. Like, is that doing something specific for you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
What's it doing, Grian?
It's I mean, it was something that I got really excited about kind of at the beginning. I love the idea of just of you know, a simple thing that we see or hear every day taking on an air of importance, you know, and you're kind of becoming aware of the relationship that you have with it. Like, you know, like it's all projection, and it's so clearly projection. You know, to say one thing over and over again, and then to hear it differently. I don't know. I think it's fascinating. I think my dalliance with repetition is kind of coming to an end, though. I'm pretty done with it.
Okay. Yeah. It's getting repetitive for you.
Yeah.
A lot of the album, the most recent one, Skinty Fia, am I saying it right? Okay. Mm-hmm. There's themes in there of sort of like solitude and being separate from the place that you know, or finding your group of Irish people to feel like you're grounded when you're in this faraway land. But then I also think, you know, maybe you're feeling lonely in that place, but do you ever feel like connected to this overall shift in the world of people being critical about the places that they live or the places that they come from? Like, I feel like there's a commonality happening in music, but also with people. I mean, even from like labor movements to protesting for black rights or censorship. You know, like there feels like there's a spectrum of extreme antiquated ideas kind of bubbling to the surface, and then people speaking out against that. And I wonder if you feel connected to that kind of like greater shift in a way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, living in London, it being an intensely, you know, cosmopolitan, metropolitan city, I kind of have, you know, you're aware of all these things all the time, and I think we've all, as a kind of you know, as the communal, you know, species, we've all undergone so many changes recently, like that are unifying in themselves, like COVID and you know, obviously like everybody's kind of, you know, or a lot of people are online and stuff like that, and there's kind of the margin or the excuse for not being sort of up to date is I mean, they're all kind of falling by the wayside, and I think yeah, there's a polarizing feeling though, you know. It does kind of feel like often I do wake up, and when you allow it to affect you, it does feel like two kind of, you know, two armies kind of facing each other, ready to go sometimes, and it gets a bit scary, you know.
Yeah. So after you're critical of these things that are happening, especially in the songwriting, and then you lay it all out. And as a human, do you look back? Do you feel like generally cynical about it? Do you feel optimistic, hopeful?
I mean, I have both feelings, and I generally begin writing a song feeling cynical and end it feeling hopeful, you know, and that's kind of my process, I think.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Yeah.
I think you're doing it right then. Fontaines D.C, you have a show tonight at the Wiltern, headlining show. You get a chance to flex it out at the end of your tour. You're going to scoop out the energy for it, right? It's a warm-up?
Talking about my warm-up routine again.
Yeah, you got to do your warm-up routine, definitely. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And I think we should get into some more music. What do you think?
Sound, yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Fontaines D.C. live on Morning Becomes Eclectic.